You are officially out of excuses. Hey guys, my name is Benny's Corner, or Bento Box Art if you know me from my TikTok, and I am an animator, artist, cartoonist, and filmmaker. Now, today, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a traditional hand-drawn 2D animation, entirely using pencils and paper. Now, a lot of y'all probably believe that the only way to make some sort of high-quality animation is with an expensive drawing tablet, computer, or iPad, and though that is true in a more professional sense, what I'm going to be doing today is teach you the most basic fundamentals of animation using basic art supplies. That's why this series is going to be known as Basics with Ben. That's a new series I'm starting here on YouTube, where it's just me teaching you guys the 12 principles of animation using papers and pencils. You know, no iPads, no tablets, no nothing. I have one, but we're not going to be using that. The whole point is to teach you guys that you can make some accessible, good art without needing to spend too much money. So, what are your materials? The first thing you're going to need... Oh, perfect. A pencil. You're going to need to draw something with a pencil. And I'm assuming most of y'all are artists already, so just... You'll probably have a bunch of these lying around, you know what I mean? The next thing you're going to need is these little rulers with the hole punchies. You can find these at Walmart or a office supply store. They're really common. I like these ones. They're like, I think, $10, I think, at Walmart. There are cheaper versions, I think, but this one is very reliable because of just how sturdy it is, you know? And then the next thing we're going to need is copy paper. There is specific paper for animation, but it's like, I think, $30 when I checked on Amazon, and the whole point of this is to have stuff that's accessible. So these three things, they're the easiest things you can find for this, and this is the most core thing, obviously. These are the most important. The next thing you're going to need is a light box. I have this cheap one. I got it for $15 on Amazon. This is really good. I know that there are light boxes out there that are a lot more expensive. This is good for beginners. So you're going to need a light box and a tripod. Now, a tripod is just a device to hold your phone. Like you can see, there's the thing here where your phone would go. And then obviously you're going to need your phone with the Stop Motion Studio app. I'm going to put it up right here so you can see it. You're going to see why we're going to need that much later, but for now, these are the materials you're going to need. I'm going to leave links in the description for the cheapest things, like for the cheapest tripod, the cheapest light box. It's not even a box, it's more like a flat pad. I'm going to leave links of everything in the description, so just in case, for whatever reason, you can't find them at your store. But let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need to do is take out your light box from its packaging. I'm assuming you're following along. And just, you know, open it up. You're going to want to plug it in because it is... I think there is a version that is, like, charged, but I got a more standard version. So you just plug it into whatever thing you need to power it on and just turn it on. There's, like, a little button right here where you can just tap on that. Boom. Lights are on. Now you know how to turn it on. The next thing you're going to do is you're just going to grab your little ruler thing, just going to open it up, and you're just going to grab a single sheet. Oh, it turned on. You're going to grab a single sheet of paper. Boom. First frame of animation completed. Next, you're going to want to do another sheet of paper. And since this is our first animation, we're going to do something very simple, just a bouncing ball. You know, it can't get more basic than that. So here we have, our setup is complete. Now all we gotta do is get started with actually drawing everything. Where the heck is my pencil? Okay, so I found my pencil. Now let's just get started with drawing everything. We're gonna start with a simple bouncing ball. I'm not gonna worry too much about making it perfect. It's just a ball. Alright, now the light pad, it just lets me see what's on the previous frame. This is very important so that I can animate somewhat consistently. We're gonna have the ball hit the bottom like this. And now there we go. You can flip through the paper and you can see it already kind of looks like the ball is bouncing, right? I don't know if you can... Okay, yeah, see that like that. Now, for the rest of the process... Okay, actually, before I get started with the rest of the animation, I'm going to label it key A, key B. Now, I do this because... You're going to see why I'm going to do this, actually. I'm not going to explain it for right now. It's simple. All we got to do is just grab another sheet of paper. Alright, good. Actually, I'm going to hold this down so that I don't have to worry about the paper falling off. See that? Alright. Oh yeah. A1. I'm just basically all I'm doing is I'm just labeling it in case I, for whatever reason, like, drop all my papers. I'm able to like put them all in order again. Because, you know, I mean, to some people it might be obvious, but since this is so simple, it's best to just actually label your frames. But, you know, what do I know? You guys do what you guys think is best. Alright, so the first part of our animation is complete. You see that? You can already see how the whole thing's kind of coming together. I don't know, I'm going to try to flip through it and see if I can like have y'all see it through the tripod. Give me a minute. Yeah, see how you can kind of already see it flipping? Or like jumping? I don't know if you can... Yeah, that's really good. See that? Now, okay, so I'm going to finish up the rest of this through a time-elapse. Once we are done with it, I'm going to show you how we actually, like, make this into a video, like, how we animate it. Alright, so now the animation is complete, the entire thing. What we're going to do now is we're going to use the tripod to hold our phone up, which is what you're seeing now. That's how you're able to see what I was drawing. And we're going to go to the Stop Motion Studio app, and we're going to take pictures of each individual frame. Then when we hit play, it's going to make the animation look like it's moving. Okay, so I'm on my iPad recording the rest of this tutorial. Here we are on the Stop Motion Studio app. All you're going to do is hit New Movie. It's going to be it's a top-down view of your little animation now. You're going to hit the little camera icon up here, and yeah, ignore my cracked phone screen. All you got to do is just click, and you just switch out each individual drawing, pretty much. I'm going to do that right now because that's going to be impossible to do with my iPad in my hand. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to play the animation and show you how it looks like when it's finished. Alright, so I just took every single photo of my animation, and it is complete. However, you're going to notice one thing, and this always happens to everybody who uses this app for the first time. It moves really slow. That's actually completely normal. What you're going to want to do is change the frame rate. Hang on, let me look for it. Oh, you see that little gear icon? You're going to want to hit that, like this. And now, see, look, it's on 5 frames per second. Basically, you're going to need, okay, frames per second is basically how many drawings, or just how many frames, is going to take to make 1 second of film. Like, in this case, it's 5 frames per second, so it's going to, so in total, you're going to need to draw 5 frames to make 1 second of film. However, the result will make, however, the result is going to be an animation that is slower and choppier looking. Now, hang on. Okay, so, now, since you're a beginner, I'm assuming you're a beginner, I recommend going on 12 frames per second. The industry standard is actually 24. It's all the way over here. And this will give you a smoother animation. However, it means that you need to draw 24 drawings just to make 1 second of film. I will be throwing that out there. It'll also mean that the animation is going to move notably faster. So we cut that work in half by animating only 12 frames per second, like this. Now, I am open to making a video entirely talking about frame rate. I can go more in depth about it, because there is a lot to talk about. But for now, just animate on 12 frames per second for beginners. For beginners, assuming you're a beginner. And now let's see how our animation looks now. And there you have it. You now know how to draw an animation entirely on paper. It's great. It's amazing. You can now show off to your friends that you know how to animate like the dudes on Cuphead. I love Cuphead. What was I going to say? Right. This was a very, very easy tutorial. Basically, all I wanted to do was just show you how I made those stop motion animations, because one of my most popular posts on TikTok is this Cuphead animation where he's playing the maracas. I'm going to put it up here. And a few others. I'm going to put my other 2D animations that I made using this exact method on screen right now. I did those animations when I was in high school. A computer so I could animate. However, I wanted to experiment because I heard that if you animate on paper, it forces you to not, I guess, cheat. I'm going to use cheat loosely when making animation because, you know, it's not digital. Everything exists in real life. You can't use the lasso tool to reshape the drawing. You have to be more careful with your drawings, and it kind of forces you to think more strategically when you draw, and that's why I think this is important. There are cheaper ways to make this animation. You could use Flip-a-Clip. It's a free app on your phone, but this is cooler. Of course, this is only episode 1 of a larger series, Basics with Ben. So I will be making more of these tutorials. I will be going over all 12 principles of animation and maybe some other things. If you guys would like to see me animate on my iPad, I will do that. Or just anything art or animation related, it's going to be right here. This is going to be my first official animation tutorial. I wanted it to be something very simple and basic, hence this. Alright, so I will see you guys in the next tutorial. If you guys want an even cheaper way to make this style of animation, watch this. I made all these in middle school. Hang on. Yeah, so if you don't have a phone, like if you're a kid or something and you don't have a phone, you want to make this, these are called flip books. Like, I just used a bunch of sticky notes and I just drew a bunch of pictures inside and I made a little cartoon, pretty much. If you want to learn how to make these, let me know in the comments below. But for the most part, I'm going to be making more of these tutorials. More animation tutorials, more art tutorials coming very, very soon. Follow me right here at Benny's Corner, and stay tuned for more episodes of Basics with Ben. Alright, see you, bye.